Good morning. Today is Friday, the 3rd of October 2025, and the time now is 14 minutes past 11 a.m. in the morning. My name is Honest John, the son of John O'Sullivan, or Roughneck, or Egan, or the Rugged Miller, or Marsh, or Hobo, or Kid Blackie, the Nonpareil, or Roughneck, and I'm a boxer, prize fighter, pugilist. Have you ever heard the expression, what is good for the goose is good for the gander? You may never have heard of that because we make the assumption that what we know, the majority of people know. No, they don't know. But as I'm getting older, because I'm 55 now, I'm realizing what I know is not a standardized knowledge amongst all people. No, you can't make the assumption that everybody knows what's good for a goose. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Not everybody knows that. Only a few people may have heard that because I heard that growing up when I was at home with my parents, and I think me and my brothers. It may have been something my younger brother made. Even my younger brother may have made that up. That I doubt it. I doubt he made that up. I'm saying I must have heard it from him. He must have said that. What is good for the goose, is good for the gander. So, I mean, what that means is what is how I interpret it from my meaning. Because I think if I tell you my interpretation, I think that's more interesting than if I just off the computer. Anyway, my interpretation of what is good for the goose is good for the gander is like saying what is good for you, what applies to you applies to me. That's really what it's saying. What applies to you, irrespective of your class, your gender, your wealth, your education, it's applicable to you as well. Whether you're Caucasian or Polish or Nigerian or Egyptian or Italian or Spanish or French or Irish, it's applicable to you. You can't exclude yourself from what is good for the goose is good for the gander. That's what it really means. Now, in the real world, people do exclude themselves from things. So they're excluded from like whatever it is. You understand? So you can say, well, that's people don't say, oh, that's not applicable to me, but you can say, oh, well, that's not for me. Like you might say, oh, um, I'm well to do, or I'm privileged. You might not say it, but you're thinking I'm privileged, or of a certain type of distinction. So that's not what's going on there. It's not really aimed or direct because they say advertising. Like when we were younger, at college they talk about advertising. You got different groups. Yeah, in advertising, they've got different like in society. They break us up into groups. Like you can aim your advertisements at certain groups. Yeah, you can't just put on a professional level. You can't just put an advert there and say, yeah, everybody's going to read it. No, you have to whether you're going to put it in a newspaper, TV, all of that. Yeah, on radio. So you can aim at different groups of people. So your product or whatever it is or service is not a general standardized thing. No, they're saying that these people that really not everybody's going to be into your thing. Not everybody's going to buy your thing. No, you've got to aim at that. There's a specific niche. You heard that word niche market that your thing is will do well in. They'll buy it. Yeah, I think that's the way God structured the world. That's how He made it. Yeah, because we have there's so much going on here. So much going on. Yeah, there's so much going on here. You can't just say yeah everybody's the same. No. So you can say that, but it's not really it's not really real. Not really true. Yeah. So anyway, so what is good for the goose is good for the gander. How I interpret that is like saying it's kind of a bit silly, it's a bit childish as well to say it. What's good for the goose? It's better to say um, nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law. That's another good thing. Nobody's above the law. So you can say that nobody's above the law. That's probably what you're trying to say. Or what they're trying to say is nobody's above the law. So you're trying to say what is good for the goose is good for the gander. Now goose, we don't really see goose. We see geese. We say geese or goose. You see geese. You see geese. You see them like on farms and things like that. We saw that a lot growing up. We don't see that so much geese or goose now, although we see seagulls flying around. Like even around Hayes, yeah, seagulls. We say, right, seagulls. You don't say rah, but you think, oh, there's a seagull. Because we see seagulls here, we look for a few seconds longer, we say it's a seagull. A seagull don't tend to come inland, they tend to stay outland. So when they come inland, you say, that's a seagull, and you look, it's a seagull. And sometimes the seagulls swoop down. They even swoop down like they're eagles. They're not eagles, but they'll swoop down. I don't know what they're trying to get out some food, some stuff out there. They're swooping down. If you're right deep. Right as deep means it's kind of it's impressive. It's swooping down like they're an eagle, but not an eagle. They're seagulls. So anyway, now two twos means moving on. Now, anyway, So what is good for the goose is good for the gander means I, I'm not God. I'm not God. But if I could put it in God's tongue, now I can't put it in God's tongue because I don't know what God would say. But if I have that privilege or that luxury, I would say what God's saying is, don't be thinking, yeah, that what I say you're above and above that. No, you're not. I don't. I don't respond to who you think you are. Don't be thinking you're so and so above me. Keep it real because you see you've only got 80, 90 years, 100 years max here. Your little thing that you're doing, don't be getting off on that. Don't be thinking it's more than what it is. You're not here permanently. Your time will come. Now I'm saying it out of the respect and honor of God, His Majesty, yeah. That's what God could think. Now He hasn't told me what He could think because I'm only speculating. But I'm saying He could say to you, see you, yeah. Don't get carried away. Don't be thinking that you're good to here now and you're on a little flex because things is going your well, things is going well, that you're kind of immovable. You're not immovable. You're not immovable. No, you're not. You're just fortunate. There's a word called fortunate, means that you're lucky. Things are just working out well, but that fortunate can run dry. Because what goes up comes down. We believe that. No, we don't believe that. We say that. Might not be true. What goes up must come down, or nothing is permanent. Only God is permanent. And God is not permanent. God is impermanent to what He wants to be. So He's permanent, impermanent, whatever the flex means, whatever He chooses to be, He'll be. You can't tell Him what to be. Where He decides to be, He'll be. Yeah. So that's the way He is. Let me tell you now another thing as well. Yeah. So basically, yeah. So what is good for the goose is good for the gander. Yeah, is what's good for the goose is good for the gander is like saying, show respect, state your case, let people know where you stand, say your thing, so we know. Don't be thinking you're over and above all. Show respect, have manners. Because there's people going around the town, this and that and that. I'm sorry, stuff, but be mind out. You got Jamaican people there. You got Jamaicans there, and they make me laugh. You got Jamaican people there. You got people there. You don't understand what I'm saying. I'll translate. You know about Italians, innit? Because you probably know about Italians, Italians, innit? Jamaicans is similar kind of thing. Jamaicans don't mess about. We don't. We don't. We ain't. We're not into that. Into that means we you don't know. We're not 2000. You don't know about 2025. What's going on there? Basically, I'm keeping it polite. Don't be getting over above yourself. Just keep it real. Thank you.